Okay. All right. Happy September, everybody. We made it through a weekend, it looks like, and it's Monday evening. We've made it through our first week of our health challenge. And so one thing I'd like us to all talk about, we'll just each take a minute and say something we feel like we've accomplished in the first week. And I know some of you have already filled out a survey of some things that maybe some of your successes, but you don't see that from each other. I see your surveys. So I thought it'd be just fun to share if there's anything in particular that you learned, any one of the things that you read that kind of hit home. And then after we all talk about what we learned, I think I'd like to open it up to questions if there's something about the website, navigating the website or anything like that that you don't understand. So before we do that though, I wanted to so be thinking what you want to share. I'm going to take just a minute and share my screen because I just wanted a quick orientation to something that I talked to somebody about the web page. And let's see, back to challenge wall. Okay, those of you who can see the screen, can you see it? Going on? Okay. What I wanted to show people that might be on the call and watching later or live, right up here, when you go to the challenge wall, the main challenge wall, so you're here on the main Meltdown challenge wall. Notice there's notifications up here. Well, there's messages and notifications. Check those. So here's what I was on this side here under other important information. Somebody I talked to on the team said they just really wanted some ideas of some recipes and meal plans. And so here they are right here under recipes and meal plans. There's a lot of ideas right there, and you just click on it and it gives you recipes and meal plans, a whole bunch of things down that side. Okay, so another thing, oops, go back. Here's if you want to know how you can get some money for either becoming a coach or ordering MetaFast food through me, then you'd want to know about that. Here's the side contest. So who can tell me what the side contest is starting today?
100%.
The Fitbit, right?
Yeah, get the drawing for a Fitbit if you get all your points this week. Does that motivate anybody to really be exact? Because I mean, that's the purpose of it, is to do an incentive to help you be exact. So I'm wondering if that really helps. It helps me. I don't have a Fitbit yet, so I'm going.
I'm motivated.
If I didn't have one, I think it would motivate me the most, but I already have one. But it's still, it's fun to try to get as many points as you can.
Somebody's a gift.
True.
Okay, so here's exercise videos. Have you ever, has anybody ever clicked on that and looked at those exercise videos? They used to have it required to watch those exercise videos every day as part of our getting our points. But now they just have it there as a reference. So if you think I want to do bicep curls, what can I do? There they are with videos to show you. And then I also like here this 100-calorie fueling break. It gives you some ideas of, because our habit of health this week we're going to focus on is the reason we eat 6 small meals. And so that gives you some ideas of how to do those. So I just wanted to show that, and don't need to share my screen anymore. Okay, so let's go by order of how you came on the phone. So the first one on was Ronnie. He's going, dang it, why am I so punctual?
I know.
All right. So Ronnie, tell us about something that you've learned this time, either,
Well, I've learned that I can't do it without help. I mean, the months that we weren't doing the challenges and I wasn't being accounted for, I gained weight during those months, and so I need this type of motivation to keep me going.
You know, that is a great thing to learn about yourself, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah, that I can't do it alone.
Yeah. And you know, that's a great insight to know and understand, and you know, a lot of times acknowledging an issue like that's half the battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can put it away.
Oh,
Thanks.
I've got somebody talking. Sorry. Let me see who that is.
But I did, I lost 4.5 pounds last week.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I think you probably are our team winner as far as weight loss for the week. We'll see if other people check in.
And so far this week I've gotten 100% each day. I've been doing really good on my water, and which when I was busy at work today, I thought, oh, I got to go drink, and you know, so I'd tell the patient, just a minute, I'll be right back, while they were doing something else, and I went out and got a drink out of the fountain.
Okay.
And so I did really good, and I actually feel really good. I didn't have a headache today. And that's one of the readings today that I thought, you know what, that's so true. You know, if I keep my water, you know, then I don't get a headache.
That's
and
good.
I get a headache a lot.
Okay. That's good to know. I realized the other day I was getting really thirsty. And that's one of the things. If you're thirsty already, you're dehydrated. If you really are feeling thirsty. So it's been fun to read those things to understand better. Thank you, Ronnie. Okay, I think our next one on was Aaron. Are you there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So me and my husband have started getting up at 5:15 in the morning, and we'll go running. And it's so, like Ronnie was saying, it's so much easier if I have someone to do it with. I've been trying to get out of bed earlier, and it's been hard doing it by myself, but I like doing it with someone. So
good. So what time do you go to bed at night to get up at 5:15 in the morning?
we try to be in bed by 9:30 and lights out at 10.
Good for you.
So that's early, I know.
That is such a healthy habit, though. And your kids, you've got 5 boys. They're all in bed by then. Way to go.
Well, their bedtime is 8:30, so.
So you have that golden hour after kids go to bed. It's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah. And some are still up doing homework, and there's some older ones, and so, but they probably don't actually are done with their homework until 9 or 9:30.
Okay. Very good, Erin. And I'm glad to hear you're up and running. So how many days? That's a phrase you hear all the time. It's up and running. She's up and running. We'll think about it when we wake up later in the day. We'll think about that you were up at 5:15, and we'll smile for you.
Oh, good.
Okay. So how many days a week are you planning to do that?
Well, we're going to get up that early every day, and then we'll run Monday through Saturday and take Monday off.
Okay.
We'll still get up. So just so it becomes a habit.
Okay. Well, good. So as a health coach, the thing, if you haven't been running like that, sometimes people go gung-ho and then they end up with injuries. So ease your way into it. You know, not to try to do tons of miles a day. So ease your way in. And sometimes it works by time. We're going to just run maybe 15 or 20 minutes the first week. And then the next week we'll go to 25, and the next, you know. So,
yeah. Build up.
So you didn't try. How long did you run for this morning?
A half hour. So, and I've been running. So my husband, he's easing back into it. He hasn't been running in a while. He'll go 15 minutes one day, or you know, slower. We'll go slower, and so.
Yeah. So
yeah, we don't want those injuries.
It seems like you were the gal that ran in high school and stuff, so you know about running.
Yeah, it's always a good reminder, though. So because you think you don't hurt, so but you don't want to push yourself too far. Well,
and sometimes when you end up with injuries. So good. I'm working Perfect. Thanks, Erin. Okay, so Lynn, you were our next one on.
I think one thing that I learned, other than I'm loving the health challenge for just, it keeps the stuff in my face more, which is always good. But the other thing I learned this week is I had a couple busy days where I kind of let the 2 to 3 hour times slip by me, and all of a sudden I was feeling weak, and I went, oh shoot, I'm overdue eating again. So I went back to setting my alarm, which I had stopped doing because I thought I was just so good at this.
I mean, it's a daily battle, isn't it? For the
that was good for me though, and I've just kept that my alarm set for each time that it's going to be time to eat again, and that's helped.
That's good.
I don't have to think about it so much.
I've just learned to make sure I turn the alarms off on Sunday before I head to in the middle of broadcast. That doesn't work too well. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. And do you know what I like, Lynn, is that you didn't beat yourself up that you didn't eat exactly on time one of the days. You learned from it.
Yeah.
Exactly that's the healthy thing to do, is learn from our mistakes and not, going,
Doesn't do you any good to beat yourself up.
Nope, it doesn't. That negative self-talk is sometimes much worse for us than what it was we did.
It is.
Yeah. So, very good, Lynn. Thank you. Okay, so Elisa.
Something that I learned during this last week is just the importance to set small goals for myself instead of trying to get overwhelmed with everything. So each day I would just either try to focus on drinking water or going on a walk, just doing one thing that I wouldn't normally do. So just setting small goals has helped me.
Good. So tell me like one of the small goals you've set. You kind of alluded to it. So give us an idea of one of the small goals.
Well, there have been a couple days that I decided to go on a walk, at least a 20-minute walk. So that's what I've been doing.
That's good. And the other thing that just came to my mind, and I may have maybe put this on the team wall under one of the replies, but like Elisa, that you're running, Erin, that you're running 6 days a week and you're taking Sunday off. As your coach, I'm telling everybody, you can, maybe it's Sunday, maybe it's Wednesday, but you can have one day that is a rest day that you're not really thinking of activity. Your body, it's not healthy for your body to exercise every day. And so whatever day it is that you don't exercise, just write in the exercise line under other, just write rest day and give yourself the points. Okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can still have 100% even if you don't exercise. And if there's a day that you don't actually get out and exercise, you can put that you thought, if you do that you made sure you stood up every hour from your desk, or that you sat with a better posture, or, you can have some of those neat points that are like stance and standing and the samba. Do you remember this, guys? The samba and switch? Those are the different things that you can get points for. So samba means like just as you're walking from one room to the other in your house, dance as you're going. It's just little things you can do in the day that aren't a structured exercise, but you can then put under your exercise today, I danced while I cleaned the kitchen, or march in place while you're doing your ironing, or, just come up with ways to burn a few calories. That can count too. So, all right, wonderful. Thank you, Elisa. And now Anna's our last one, and I think I muted her. Oh, are you there, Anna?
Yep, I'm here.
So
I think for me, I need me time. I need time when I don't have kids or anybody bugging me, so I can just kind of recoup my mind and get back to where I need to be. Because if I don't have any time to myself, I just can't seem to do as well.
And how do you find time to yourself when you have 4 children? I mean, you can't even go.
Well,
can't even,
now that they're in school and the baby takes a nap, he is learning. He learned how to get out of his bed. So now he's in a toddler bed, and so naps are scarce right now. But if I can get him down for a nap, then I relax usually then and for a while. But yeah, I just need to have, even if I have to go hide in the bathroom, like I just need to have some time to not hear kids. So it just helps my mentalness to have a break here and there.
And you know, that's so healthy that you know that about you, that you need a quiet time. And quiet time is one of our healthy habits. You probably know that by now, that it actually helps us reduce stress. It helps our heart rate, our blood pressure, everything, to get at a healthier level if we have some quiet time. But it also helps us to have time to just process and think, and that's good. So do you ever try active meditation during your quiet time?
I've tried like the meditation stuff. Like I've looked at some YouTube videos and stuff, and it's interesting. I usually don't have enough time to really focus deep or anything, but I do, like, and I've dealt with anxiety in the past, and I still have it somewhat. But so I mean, I do a lot of the breathe in, breathe out to calm myself if I'm overwhelmed or whatever.
So in the last few days, one of the things they had you do is do 10 deep breaths. Did any? I thought I was done with my 10 breaths, and then I look and it still said I had 5 to go. I'm like, oh, I'm not breathing slow enough, you know? So when it guided me through it like that, but I felt better after those 10 breaths, you know, just take a minute and a half to take 10 deep breaths. So I'm glad you're doing me, that you know that about you. That's great, Anna. Okay, Ruth Ann, you came on. And we're just each telling something we've learned about ourselves this week while doing this first week of the challenge back after summer. So I know you didn't have any time to really think before you just heard it. Do you feel like you could answer that, or do you want to have us come back to you?
Can you come back?
Sure. Okay. So now I'm just going to open up to the 7 of us that are on the call. If you have any questions or anything about the challenge that you don't understand or that you're frustrated with, does anybody have any questions or concerns?
So I have a question.
Okay.
On the 100%, does that mean that you have to invite a friend? Is that part of the 100%?
That's a good question. And I've never known, because I just always do it. And so I just will send one each day, and I'll send it like to one of my kids or somebody that I know that's a friend. It doesn't have to be just completely cold, but it could be to one of your kids if you want, you know, just to get the points. So what do you guys that have done it before? Do you think that it means we have to get all the invite points too?
I bet it does.
I think it probably does.
Yeah, I know.
This many points available for the week. So, you know, I sent my husband one of them one day because I was so busy and I just didn't have time to think of who in my world. And so my husband got an invitation one day. So I think
my husband gets a lot.
Okay. So I'm not alone in the sending the invitation to close family. So that works. And maybe after they get them, well, I don't send them to him every day, but maybe once each challenge he'll get one. So, okay. So that works. But yeah, I think you need to think of, so you've got 3 hours tonight to think of somebody that you can send it to. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. So our habit of health, I just want to take a minute on that, is this week is focusing on why we eat 6 times a day, why we have small meals. So I know that you understand this, Ronnie. So, and Anna, I'm going to just pick on the 2 of you. Will you tell me what it is you understand about why we want to eat smaller meals more often. So, Ronnie?
Yeah. It keeps your metabolism even, and that so that you're not going up and then crash and then eat and then crash. I mean, so it keeps your blood sugar right in an even keel all day long.
And so, Anna, why do we want to keep our blood sugar even?
Yeah, I was going to say, that, but I know, like, when you don't eat, then all of a sudden you just usually pick out on something you shouldn't, so you're kind of really off balance badly, Yeah,
because your body is craving a carb because its sugar is so low. And so a lot of times we grab unhealthy things when we've been too long.
Yeah, just whatever's close.
Yeah. And another reason is that when we've been more than 3 hours without eating, our insulin starts to, our sugar levels drop. So it causes our body to create more insulin to make up for it. And what happens is insulin, it's a hormone, and it decides, am I going to burn fat or am I going to store fat? And if we've been too long without eating, then it's actually going to store fat. So even if you eat a healthy meal and it's been 5 hours since you last ate, it's going to try to store all of that rather than burn it. So by doing every 3 hours, and I think I've told some of you this before about the study they did at Johns Hopkins University, that they took 2 groups of people, they fed them the same amount of calories, but one group they fed them the food over, 3 times over 3 meals. The other ones, they broke them into 6 smaller meals. They each had the same amount of calories, the same food exactly, but group B that had it broken into 6 meals lost weight and group A didn't. So, so that's a study they did to find it really does help your metabolism if you'll eat 6 small meals a day. So that's our challenge that we're going to think about this week. And I would love for us to write on the wall, like Lynn just said, she's learned to set an alarm to remind herself so that she remembers it's time to eat. And something I say to myself, I've got to eat or I'll get fat. That's what I tell myself. Eat. And it's so contrary to what I thought most of my life. I thought if I did eat, I'd get fat. So I've got to eat or I will. Okay. All right, Ann, it's time for you to share with us now.
Okay. So just a couple things that I guess that I've been doing like a little bit different this time is like instead of like trying to fit in like forever long exercise sessions, like I've learned to just kind of like whenever I get like a chunk of time, then I'll just like go out and go for a walk. And sometimes it's only for 1 mile. And sometimes like I go out like 3 times a day, go walking, but like I've just learned that I have just had to like adapt differently. My kids are in different schools, and so like their times that they have to leave are different than what they were in the past. And so like it's kind of like ran into my exercise time, but exercise is important to me. And so like I've just had to like adapt and to make it work. And like I'm kind of proud of myself that I've been doing that, because in the past I would just say, oh well, my daughter has to be to school, like she has to leave at 7 o'clock. Oh well, I can't exercise, and just would not do it. So
okay. So if anybody, and some of we can't see, but you can follow along anyway. If you've ever used an excuse like, oh, my daughter needs a ride to school, so I can't exercise today, then raise your hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. We've all had. Okay, so let's just each. I really like what you said, Ruth Ann, is that you've learned to adapt rather than make excuses. I mean, that is a great motto. Let's adapt instead of make excuses. Let's adapt. That's a great one. I think it might.
Thank you.
So, and I think part of the reason we make excuses is, like we talked about last week, we're waiting for the perfect something, the
Right.
perfect day,
Yeah.
the perfect moment, the perfect time. And sometimes we just have to take what we have, even if it's just 15 minutes, and make it work. Yeah. So that's good. Way to go. let's
Thank
end on that happy note. Ruth Ann, does anybody else have any other questions? Okay. I hear somebody's chime. It means it's time to go. All right. So let's bring it in, everybody. We're going to give us a fist bump. Woo! Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.